Oop. Hey, how's it going? Okay. Look at my signs, please. Right now. Oh, shoot. There you go. Please pay particular attention to the always with the spoilers part. Whoop, that's not the kind of spoilage I was referring to. Please cooperate. Thank you. That's probably as good as it's going to get for now. So, yeah. Today I watched a movie called The Marvels. And I have some thoughts. So, I was hearing negative reviews before this one was released, or before this one's release. Long before. First things I heard were all negative about the co-lead actor, Alison Brie. Always about her behavior, I think. I don't really remember what the precise problem with her was. Just vaguely that it was about her attitude. Then it was released and it was all about how bad it was supposed to be and what a flop it is. Unless, everyone from Marvel to Marvel fanboys, whom I would just like to say were the bulk of the people crying doom at the fate of this movie. I have a few alternate thoughts on the matter. I feel like once again, all of the aforementioned jumped the gun. The idea that a movie whose sales don't burst records on its first weekend is a loser, I don't think that's right. Especially since Marvel movies haven't hit that way in years. And I believe it has more to do with the sales exec and then the production or creative end. The movies that are selected for adequate or better promo have been bad choices by my reckoning. Timing, subject matter, and yes, the cast too, but I don't feel like those were Marvel problems. By stacking too many departures of actors together to be eliminated all at once. Yeah, I know. Actors' contracts and actors themselves age out. I know, too, that there's canon. God forbid the story stray beyond acceptable parameters of comic book to screen transfer. I get it. I do. But it isn't like they couldn't have, presented all of the parting differently. Ms. Marvel, okay, maybe I'm wrong, and they wouldn't have been able to do. I'm referring to Endgame. If you haven't picked up on that, like maybe they couldn't have done it any differently than the way they chose to. But I just it still feels like I got punched in the gut because all of the good actors left at once. Like everybody, and then some came back, which is nice, that's good, but anyway. That said, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. It is true, however, that Marvel movies have not been as popular or as good as they once were. It's probably just soup burnout, I understand there was a hunger for it, and they were consistently good for a while, but people get tired of them, watching them, people get tired of making them, writing them, and performing in them. Everything kind of has a sell-by date. What is happening with my clothes? Excuse me. Anyway, where was I? That said, I have a last note about all of that crap I heard about Brie Larson. Her appearance is what I was under the impression is the widely accepted ideal woman. She's blonde, blue-eyed, and slim, not too tall, and she's pretty. I'm not trying to say she's not, But I am saying is, what the F do they have wrong with her at Marvel? Did she shun the sexual overtures of an exec, a producer, a director? Did she maybe say something too uppity? Like, as for any damn thing, on her own behalf? Like, did she say something to just, like, offend somebody that bad? I can't help but think of, like, the whole Weinstein effect, that he's not new by any means to be, like, a guy that's, like, touch my parts, or, have sex with me and you'll go places, kid, or if you don't, you'll never work in this town again. That's not new. And there's a lot of sort of humor around you'll never work in this town again, but if you're the actor that someone like a Weinstein just starts stinking up the room with your name every time they hear you're about to get a job, that's not on her. That's on him. Like, that's not... Okay, so I feel like that may have played a part. Like, it was, like, so hard against her for so long, and it's such a male-dominated industry. I just looked at her and thought, what could they not like about the way she looks? It must have been something about the way she is. Like, maybe she said something, which I can relate to, because I'm always saying something that's pissing somebody off all the time somewhere. And it's not what I mean to do, but sometimes people just can't handle it when it's just like, maybe it's a you problem and not a me problem, and then you point it out to them, and then they don't know what to do with it, and they don't know how to act, so they go into the default dick mode, basically. So, moving on. I just feel like she may have declined unwanted touch or attention, or had... I'm getting there. Some notes on her performance. This is all speculation, but I can see it. I can see it happening. Like, I already laid it out. Marvel not saying shit because of the obsessive Easter egg hunters that are the company's bread and butter. Ticket sales, merch, endless channels on social, blarging on and on, picking every nit. Marvel listens to these people. They listen to these legions of critical, possibly incels. And I truly believe that last detail carries a lot of weight. Oh, what the heck did I just write? That is so wrong. Anyway, yeah. Like, I think that in a lot of cases, they will listen to, like, their biggest money spenders, I guess you could call them. And they bring a lot of attention to the movies, so I get it, but they annoy me because they not only pick it apart, but they'll pick it apart or, like, find something wrong with, like, Allison Brie. And they were not on the set. They did not talk to the woman. They have no idea what happened. They just, like, grab it and, like, she's bad woman, bad. Yeah, you're gonna get a date one of these centuries with that attitude. Anyway, I get that too. But it kind of sucks because I feel like it pushes more reasonable thought the hell out of the way, and that could be why the Marvel movies are not doing that great. Like, maybe don't listen to those people as much because they're not in the industry. They watch and they complain and they pick every nit, like I said. But you know what I always say when I read all of that stuff is, like, if you think you can do it better, you have what I have right in front of me. I understand Apple's quite the movie camera these days. A lot of people have them. Android, which is what I have right now, also works for that. Like, if you think you can do it better, could you stop bitching and moaning and, like, go do it better? And then see how you, like, everybody and their dog on a million channels picking apart your work. Just saying. So, my opinion of the movie is that despite all of the bad press, which I got the distinct impression Marvel did nothing to deter, it was good. Up to the mark of their best in the past, and that will, I'm sure, prove to be accepted now that it's, that being the movie, it'll be accepted now that it's streaming, and it'll perform over time to earn as well as a first weekend box office and more. So, I believe there was a story, it's Ms. Marvel, right? So, it has Captain Marvel, the woman, Marvel, as opposed to DC's Captain Marvel. I just want to make that distinction, but the title is after the young girl that loves and emulates Captain Marvel, the woman one, and she ends up getting her own powers. But there was a movie about her, and they brought her back. So I was a little surprised about that. I mean, I thought the first one was not as good as this one. It was okay. It was mainly an introduction to this character, and it it wasn't that great. This was a lot better. And she just, she's a total fangirl for Ms. Marvel, and then Captain Rambo, who was a little girl, Monica, was a little girl in the Captain Marvel movie, the first one, is now an adult because Captain Marvel got sucked out of the timeline or something like that. They didn't put a whole lot of detail on that. I probably missed something in the previous movies, but in this one, the three of them end up working together, and the little girl, Ms. Marvel, who's the title character, I guess, the three of them work together, and the fight scenes were good, the fight choreography. I wasn't distracted by people waiting for the person to I'm making my move now. I'm waiting 1, 2, 3, and then another move, and 1, 2, 3. I don't want to be able to see that. It needs to be fluid. If somebody watch some playbacks, and if you see that pause for any amount of time, send the people to go watch some Asian martial arts movies, because they know how to do it. Even old dudes, fat dudes, it looks so much better. Get a hint. I didn't see that in this one. The story was okay. I don't know how many people knew this ahead of time without seeing the movie. I think they just got some weird scent about Alison Brie and what the studio was saying, and just went running wild with it. So the story is, it's okay. It's, Marvel is not Shakespeare or whatever. I don't watch or read Shakespeare. I have, but it's a little dense for me, a little heavy in a way that I don't really care about. This is my genre. But, it was okay. It was fine. Definitely on par with, Ant-Man, or even Avengers ones, Spider-Man ones for sure. It was as good as that. Difference is, it was highly matriarchal. And for the Easter egg hunters, like I said, some of them may well be incels, and how do I put this? Not to say anything bad about them, other than that they're incels, and from them I'm getting that it's bad to be one, and they do behave oddly and kind of badly with women, because I don't know what the disconnect is, but there is one. Anyway, that might have bothered them, if they knew that it was a lot of women that are the main characters running stuff, that don't go well with them. It's it's not the way it's supposed to be. It's not. it's not even real, bro. Calm down. Like, can't you just enjoy the story? Or if you can, I don't know, go talk a bunch of crap on your YouTube channel about it. But, you know, get over yourself. And again, you don't like it, go make a better one. So, yeah, I thought that the action was good, and actually, the story had some things that now that I think about it, are like, as always, it has some topical things, like one planet's atmosphere gets all messed up and it needs to be repaired, but they don't get to that point or talk about it until a bunch of people have to fight a lot and a bunch of stuff has to get blown up and destroyed. That's how those movies are. It kind of comes with the territory. But I guess I just want to say it was, I'm not going to say it's great. It's not like my favorite one, but it was pretty good. It was better than The Eternals. I thought that was pretty freaking awful. It just, it tried too hard. But that's something, I'm not going to do a review on that one, but that's a conversation for another day. That day that's never going to come. I just want to say that I think this movie deserves more props than it's gotten. And like I said before, now that it's on streaming, well, for one thing, a bunch of Easter egg hunters won't have to worry about being out in public and going to see the Girl movie. And they may like it. Like, it's good. It's as good as... It does all of... It does all of the same stuff the ones with the men that are all of the leads do. You know? So, and there's plenty of, like, pretty girls to look at. So, shut up. You like that, right? You like girls. Like the ones of you that like girls. There's pretty girls. What the heck more do you want? Like, you think the movie's gonna start talking to you like, oh my god, I love that Easter egg hunter over there, Joe Blow in his house, wherever. I want to make him my life. Like, make that movie, weirdo. Anyway, that's about it. I enjoyed it. I think it's definitely much better than it's been made out to be. And if it's a flop by suggestion. It's a good movie. It's as good as many of the ones they've made that have made a bunch of money. And like I said, I think that Marvel did nothing to help itself. It did nothing to help the movie succeed. It, like, I feel like, took the side of the Easter egg hunters, or there really was a sort of like Harvey Weinstein type incident that happened with Marvel and this woman. So, yeah, overall, I think it was good. Thank you and good night.